what could a Republican actually do to change California?
Well, the number one thing is that the executive branch means the absolute nightmare of bureaucratic agencies, let's call it the administrative state, the swamp in Sacramento, which is actually worse than what we have in Washington, because you've had one-party rule for so long, you haven't had any kind of input from an opposing ideological point of view. And so you control all that. I'll give you a specific example. The governor appoints all the members of the State Board of Education. It's the State Board of Education that sets the curriculum for the public schools. The governor appoints members on the California Air Resources Board. Not all of them, but enough to make a difference. The Air Resources Board is what's pushing through the climate extremism, banning gas cars, banning gas stoves, banning gas heaters and boilers, and all the rest of the insanity that is raising costs for everyone. So on and on, you've got all the, if you look at our fantastic agriculture industry being completely destroyed by deliberate policy, you appoint the people as governor to the Water Resources Control Board and all those agencies. You can make pretty much an overnight change, because it's these agencies that are implementing and far exceeding what's even part. It's just the same pathology as you have in Washington, where the legislature, in the case of D.C., it's the Congress, passes legislation that's kind of vague, and then the agencies, the bureaucrats, overzealously interpret that, push their own agenda, and make it 10 times worse. It's the same pathology in California at the state level, and you can reverse it just in the same way. I mean, a simple way of thinking about it is Doge California. That would make such a difference. And you could start to affect housing costs, because the reason housing costs are the highest in the country is because of the overregulation. Every year they change the building codes, endless new climate things they add on that make it incredibly expensive. I mean, the median house price is now $1 million in California. It's ridiculous. So that's where you start, right? With the bureaucracy that you directly control. Now, the second point is vetoing legislation. So this year already, It's unbelievable. The number of bills that have been submitted by members of the legislature, 2,000 plus bills. You can veto them. They can override it because they've got a two-thirds majority.
And then you have negotiating power, and you could bring people to the table, and you can actually get a better product. Steve Hilton, excellent. And you should listen. Everyone should listen to him.